Today I wanted to do a little bit of a fun video and speculate about the possibility of pets in Starfield. I did make a video like this months back when I first started the channel, before we really knew anything about Starfield, and it was suggested that I revisit it by Sad Yeti on our Discord, so thank you for that, Sad Yeti. By the way, if you aren't on the Discord yet, it is currently open. We talk about a lot of fun stuff over there. Obviously a bunch of Starfield discussions, but plenty of other stuff too. You can recommend video ideas to me, obviously, and a bunch of other stuff. So if you feel like it, you're more than welcome to join. The invite link is in the pinned comment and the description below. But enough of the shameless plug. We are going to be talking about the possibility of us actually being able to have pets or even tameable creatures in Starfield today. There is actually some evidence to suggest that us having pets in Starfield will be a thing in the game. You see, a while ago we had this concept art right here, released by Bethesda themselves, and obviously the thing everyone's eyes went to is the little cat down here, walking around what appears to be some kind of space station or big spaceship of some sort. This cat clearly is this guy's pet, or the family's pet, whatever. I doubt that there will be such a thing as wild cats just walking around everybody's spaceships or space stations. So basically, in short, because of this concept art alone, a lot of people understandably began to think we might actually be able to adopt a cat in Starfield and have it with us on our spaceships. And now that I think about it, Bethesda are known to put a bunch, and I mean a bunch of Easter eggs into all of their games, and being able to adopt cats and have them walk around our spaceships with us would be a great Easter egg to the movie Alien, one of the most well-known and most loved sci-fi movies to date. I mean, I love that movie, don't we all? And while of course all of this is possible, it is important to note that cats were also walking around a lot in Fallout 4. There was an entire apartment shack thing in Diamond City filled with cats. However, we never actually got to have a pet cat ourselves. But with that said, at the same time, we were given Dogmeat as a companion. He could straight up follow us around, carry our stuff, even carry a little teddy bear around and play with it. On top of that, we also could adopt multiple dogs in Fallout 4 to guard our settlements. This was even expanded upon in Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC. And we all know that Bethesda love to test things in their game's DLC for their next game. A good example of this is Skyrim's Hellfire DLC, which ultimately got upgraded into Fallout 4's settlement system. Fallout 4 had Automatron, a DLC focused around no NPCs and just robots and holotapes, and a few years later Bethesda unfortunately released Fallout 76 to the general public, which originally had no NPCs and only robots and holotapes when it first launched. And while yes, they were clearly bigger things, it isn't impossible to imagine that Bethesda did add the option to adopt multiple dogs in Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC, just to see how the fans would react, because they were thinking about expanding the system, or even adding the exact same kind of system into Starfield. Now I know I'm probably reaching a little bit, but of course this is just a speculation video, and also it isn't impossible to imagine that. Plus, how cute would it be to be able to adopt a little dog in a little spacesuit? Like, come on. If I can't put a dog in his own spacesuit, like Cosmo the space dog from Marvel Comics, I'm rioting, Bethesda. You better allow me to do this, and if not, modders, you better step up. Now, tameable creatures is also a big possibility. We have spoken about this a little bit before, and I plan to make an entire video tomorrow dedicated to land vehicles, but it would be very hard to believe that Bethesda would create these massive planets for us to explore without giving us some kind of transport. And tameable creatures just seems like a no-brainer for that, at least to me. Walking around these massive planets will get boring real fast. Even in a game like Skyrim, walking from place to place feels extremely long without a horse, and that's in a game where the map is filled with locations. And sure, Starfield will have more handcrafted locations than any previous Bethesda Game Studios game, that has been confirmed, but some planets won't have empty. Some planets will just be empty resource farms. So again, walking around just to look for materials and resources will get quite boring really fast, at least to me. And having some kind of tameable creature will definitely help, not just getting you around faster, but will just help the fun of exploring as well. And obviously Bethesda have been making horses in the Elder Scrolls games for over a decade now, so it's not like creating tameable creatures is a new thing for Bethesda. All they'd really have to do, I imagine, is just reskin their horse system. and just reskin the horses to look like these small creatures or dinosaurs that we've been seeing walking around in the Starfield showcase. I've said it before, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it is a lot more work than a simple reskin. I'm not a game developer, so I really wouldn't know. I don't know the first thing about making video games. I just know how to play them. I don't think that it would be too difficult for Bethesda to do though, but again, I could be wrong. Obviously, as I just said, we will discuss actual vehicles more in Monday's video, unless other news drops, but I will say, I do feel like if we had any other kind of vehicles or rideable creatures besides spaceships and obviously just simply walking and the jetpack, that they probably would have showed it off in the showcase. But of course, at the same time, you could say, well, they were clearly hiding a lot of stuff. I mean, it was only a month ago that we saw the dialogue for Starfield. Plus, I watch the showcase almost every day because of these videos that I make, and if there's one thing I've noticed, it's that there's a lot of really convenient cuts throughout this showcase. Even when you enter the Constellation headquarters, you can see here, which I'll show, that the lighting changes, and it's actually cut between two different scenes. So while I do feel like they probably would have showed off rideable creatures in the showcase if they were in the game, it also seems like there is a lot that they purposely didn't show off, and we all know that Bethesda want us to be surprised with Starfield. So it's really all just a guessing game at this point. Hopefully we will find this stuff out soon though, because I really want pets in this game. It could possibly come up in the Q&A videos, or maybe we will get some more information and even footage at the Game Awards. Again, who knows. I've also always really liked the idea of being able to capture a smaller critter or animal from different planets and sort of experiment on them and research on them. Putting lizards from a random planet or something like that in a tank, in a research station on our ships, finding out what foods they like, if they like hot or cold weather, what kind of weather they need to survive in, trying to breed them maybe, and just stuff like that. While I would absolutely love to see a mechanic like this, I honestly highly doubt that Bethesda are going to do that. It's just me speculating more. But anyway, that is pretty much everything I have to say on this particular topic. So if you did enjoy the video, please do drop it a like. It really does help me out. And as always, if you aren't subscribed yet and you're looking for a place to stay up to date on Starfield news, discussions, leaks, speculation, updates, and so much more other content, please do consider subscribing because I cover absolutely all of it over here. And I know I already said it, but if you are looking for a chill place to talk about Starfield, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, plenty of other games, share your photos, your pet pictures, meet some fellow gamers, vent about your mental health, consider joining our Discord. The invite link is in the comments and description below. You can recommend video ideas to me too, and a bunch of other stuff, so definitely consider joining us if that's your thing. But anyway guys, that is going to do it for me today, so thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next one.